Hey everybody, welcome to another top 10. This time I'm doing a top 10 of the Scooby Doo Where Are You series. Basically I'm counting down my top favourite episodes from seasons 1 and seasons 2, and a lot of you are probably wondering, hey Mark, why didn't you include season 3? Well, season 3 came out 8 years later in 78, but then it was cancelled straight after. It was meant to be a revival show, so only the first 9 episodes were actually named under the Where Are You title. And then they started broadcasting it under the Scooby Doo show. So that's how come you see no Scooby Doo show box sets, because they just weren't. They were syndicated of other shows. There was the Scooby Doo All Stars and All Stars Laugh Olympics, and 9 of the Scooby Doo Where Are You. That's how come I have never done any Scooby Doo show unboxing, and that's why I'm not going to include it in my top 10 list. But however, when it comes around to doing Scooby Doo All Stars and Laugh Olympics, I will be doing my own separate ones for those series. And you're probably going to say, well, why not I introduce any of these episodes that were intended for the season 3 into this review? Well, I didn't think those episodes were even good to begin with. I think because they were trying to revive an old series, but then they realised, why revive something when you can create something new? So I'm not going to include them for just those personal reasons. So dropping at number 10, I decided to go with What a Night for a Night. It's the first ever Scooby Doo episode that ever hit our screens. I remember watching it during the Scooby Doo marathon that used to happen during the spring break. It used to be on every day nearly, from the morning onwards to the afternoon. 25 episodes, nearly a day, which is pretty quite good. Most of them were repeats, but it was just fun seeing all the different episodes at the time. This one, however, is where Shaggy and Scooby start off it, where they come back from the movie, then they see this truck just abandoned there, and so they investigate. Don't know why, because normally they run from stuff like that. And then upon investigating, they see a knight, and then they go get the gang, and then they decide to return it to the museum, and then they find out that it's cursed. It takes place from there. Also, as well, if you're familiar with the Scooby Doo games, if you had a Nintendo 64, then you might have had the Scooby Doo N64 game that had 3 episodes from the actual show. An extra episode in that game that was completely fresh and wasn't part of any other TV show episode. So coming in at number 9 is BEDLAM in the Big Top. Now, for me, growing up, I never watched Stephen King's It, and for those who did, and most of my friends did, then you would know that clown was terrifying as fuck. So when this episode came out, I didn't really think anything of it. I thought, you know what, it looks good, I love it. I know I've never been to a circus. We don't really get that in the UK. That's not really our thing. We just get crumpets and all that shit. So maybe I was pretty lucky. But I did see the Stephen King reboot, and I did watch the original Stephen King's It. So if I watched it again, I really didn't see what the big deal was. You got the clown hypnotising the entire gang, for God's sake.
When I blow this whistle, you won't be a lion tamer. You'll be a tasty snack for a hungry lion.
So coming in number 8 is Never Ape an Ape Man, and I loved this episode. Not because I've seen it many times, because I remember I had Scooby Doo VHSs. I think it was on the Scooby Doo Witch's Ghost and Alien Invaders. At the start they put a few Scooby Doo episodes, and my floor is creaky. I need to stop moving. They put a few episodes at the start of the VHS tape, and for whatever reason on both of them was Never Ape an Ape Man episode. I have no idea what was so special about that episode, but it just intrigued me. But basically the gang goes to this film set where this guy's filming a movie about a real ape man legend, but then they find out that their legends come true and the ape man's terrorizing the set. And then they find out the stuntman who's meant to play the ape was locked in a trunk. And it's not till later on where Shaggy actually gets a picture of the ape man without his mask on. I think it's the first time they ever actually done it where they haven't needed to unmask the guy, because Shaggy's actually got physical proof that is him.
Hey gang, I got the ape man on film.
It was the stuntman who was actually the ape man, pretending to be the ape man legend. I give him props to that one. How he locked himself in the trunk is beyond me. I've been thinking about it, like, yes, it's possible to close a trunk on you, but how do you lock it? That's the thing. So he must be a really good magician, or he had help. So the mystery is, who was his accomplice? Coming at number 7 is Don't Fool with a Phantom. So this one I love because it was the design of the actual Phantom itself. The Phantom was made out of wax, and at the time, you know, wax was hardly used in my generation. The actual design, like how they animated that back in the day, was pretty good, because normally animations back then were only limited what they are today, where you could do them so perfectly. That's what I think about when I look back at those old animations. I think so much time, so much detail was took in each one to make sure that all the dripping, all the movements were done superb. How it all starts is the gang goes to this game show, and then the Phantom appears, he steals the bank, and that's when the audience knows that it's a battle between, yes, he's a Phantom, he's made of wax, why does he need money? And there's only one conclusion. That is right. He must have an accomplice. And that accomplice is Red Shirt Shaggy. So number 6 is what the heck is going on. Literally, why has he got a green shirt? Why has he got a red? It doesn't make no sense. I looked everywhere. I went to Reddit. I even went to MySpace. And believe me, that was going deep. But on a serious note, what the heck is going on? Was a fabulous episode. So the gang go pay a visit to their friend Sharon, and her uncle's obviously being cursed by this ghost. You know, we all get that. But then you just realise it's wind. But I'm not even judging. Ghosts are real, believe me. Just see Supernatural. They deal with all kinds of shit. But on a serious note, I should definitely take these more seriously. The scenery that this entire bit was based on, it was creepy, it was dark, it was gruesome. The sound effects as well. I think the sound effects back then are better than the sound effects that you hear today. Like on the Stephen King's It reboot, I really didn't like the sound effects. I really didn't.
The Weatherby fortune belongs to me. Unless it is returned to this mansion before morning, the entire family shall suffer this terrible fate.
Coming at number 5, the midway point. Haunted house hang-up. Literally, what happens when the episodes start, the mystery machine overheats. Now, typically in every horror movie, the car breaks down at the wrong time, but always at the right place. And then, surprisingly enough, the gang have a mystery on their hands. Yeah, literally. Like, I'm surprised the police aren't investigating the gang, because everywhere they go, there seems to be a crime for them to solve. And then you gotta think, maybe, in some sick, twisted reality, the Scooby Doo gang are the criminals. And they're actually plotting all of these mysteries. Warner Bros. Is probably going to copyright this video, because they can't let this stuff out. They don't want people to know that their characters are actually killers. That is why there is only a red shirt Shaggy for just a short time. But then they killed him off. And then they brought this green shirt Shaggy back. It was just red shirt Shaggy with Scrappy Doo and Scooby Doo. What's that Scooby Doo with the red collar? Red collar Scooby? I don't know, there's some mystery going on in Warner Bros. That they don't want viewers to find out. But I'm going to be digging deep. I'm going to get to the truth of this mystery.
Let's see old Headless Harry get us now!
Coming in at number 4, Nowhere to Hide. Basically, the Scooby-Doo gang's chilling in the malt shop because they got away with so much murder and so much criminal activities that they decided, you know what, we need some shakes, we need some fries, we need to enjoy ourselves in the moment.
Finish him!
And then what happens? A ghost walks up, heads in their van. But that's not how the episode starts. No. You see Mr. Hyde rob a bank. But the main thing is, why would you run into a van that says mystery machine? And also, if the gang's been solving these so many mysteries, and keep in mind we're on the 2nd season of this episode, you don't read a newspaper, you would know mystery teenagers solve cases again after again. But then you see their mystery van, you think, you know what, for a good getaway, I'm going to jump inside that van. Instead of going around by the malt shop hiding in a dumpster, I'm going to hide in a van that says mystery machine. Not a smart move, because all that happens is the gang panic when they find out that the monster's in the back of their van. They're driving down, they stop, and they get out the car. Now, mind you, there's 5 of them. 4 humans and a dog. And there's one creepy-ass motherfucker in their van. You don't think 5 against 1 would be a best opportunity? It's already in the van. You have 2 at the back. All you gotta do is rumble him and jump on top of him. And then all you gotta do is beat the living shit out of him. Oh my god. Coming in at number 3, A Night of Fright is No Delight. Now, a lot of you know this episode, but for people and viewers who watched the Supernatural TV show, season 13, episode 16, and it was a Scooby Doo crossover called Scooby Natural, and let me tell you, the episode that they got sucked into...
A Night of Fright is No Delight. What? That's the episode we're in. I've seen it like 1,000,000 times.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like it doesn't get any better than this. And also, I think, okay, it's gonna plan out like the exactly same episode.
He's dead. Like really actually dead.
It doesn't. Like literally, I'm not gonna go into the Scooby Natural one, but literally this episode. So basically what happens is Scooby goes to this mansion, he saves some colonel when he gets put into this will. Yes, a dog in a will, and it is possible. And to win $1 million, he has to stay the night in this house. Doesn't seem that bad. It's the most easiest thing to do. But it's haunted. Who in their right minds would say, you want that $1 million? You have to stay the night in this haunted house. And apparently people get murdered. But if you die, your share goes over to the next people. And if you leave, the share goes over to the next people. That colonel is a badass. And I just love the scene where Scooby's in the tub. And then he gets sucked down into the basement through the actual toilet. And you just see the chain go from... And I don't know, I think like the work in the animation, the time that got took in the episode was pretty good, and the sound effects, the moaning, every detail screeched through my skin. I knew what fear was. Coming in at number 2 is Mystery Mix-Up. Now this one is again seasons 2, because in the actual episode it's the Chinese Festival New Year, and the gang go around the parade, they have a look round, they're having a great time, they buy a mask that they've realised is cursed, and then there's some people coming after them. It's a standard Scooby Doo mystery. But I thought that this was the first time you ever saw criminals directly go after the gang. Normally the ghosts are trying to scare visitors away. They never draw any attention. Daphne brought this mask, and this mask is valuable. These 2 ghost bandits who are pretending to be ghosts come after her in their car. Mind you, they're ghost driving a car. They are doing good for the whole role-playing gig. They kidnap Daphne. They literally crash the mystery machine into this fish pile, go up and grab her, and then she's in the back of the trunk, all gagged up, mind you, and a lot of fanboys are like, ooh, gagged up. Yeah, she's gagged up, okay? This is the first time you saw a kidnapping on Scooby Doo. We saw guns on Scooby Doo, on Space Kook, but by God, kidnapping, that crosses the line. No one takes Daphne.
That's not happening. Not on my watch.
People say that Daphne is the one who's the damsel in distress. Lately, she doesn't really get kidnapped. Scooby and Shaggy always debate, but she rarely gets kidnapped now. That's the thing. This one's the first time you saw her physically get kidnapped. And in the Scooby Doo movie, you saw her get kidnapped at the start, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's pretty dope that you're able to roll up being the kidnapped. But at the same point, if you count how many times she's been kidnapped, over the amount of times Scooby and Shaggy have been chased by ghosts and put as live bait, you're a bit to differ about who's actually the damsel here.
To confuse and disorient the monster, right?
No! It's because the monster always follows Shaggy and Scooby, and it gives us a chance to take a breather.
Like I knew it!
We're gonna talk later.
Okay, coming at number 1, Scooby Doo and a Mummy 2. This had to be my number 1, and it's probably not your number 1, but I love this mummy scene. I love the Kung Fu style Scooby Doo fighting the mummy, the animation when he got hurt. I loved how he nailed the mummy to the floor to escape, but the best thing I liked, the mummy turned the people to stone. Literally, okay, you're probably sitting at home watching the episode thinking, God, I don't want to mess up that mummy, because coin. That's all the mummy was. The mummy was the coin that Shaggy has. He turns his victims into like stone sculptures of themselves. He's done the professor into a sculpture. He done one of the curators into a sculpture. He even turned Scooby-Doo into a sculpture. And the funny scene was when Shaggy was crying over the stone Scooby-Doo, the real Scooby-Doo dug out the shed where he was tied up and then proceeded to cry with Shaggy about it. And then they soon realised that it's just a stone statue. So yeah, that's my top 10 of the Scooby Doo Where Are You. Let me know in the comment section below what your theories are on the Red Shirt Shaggy, because I'd love to hear them, and I will be putting some of your comments into my Red Shirt Shaggy video. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you tick that bell to turn notifications and keep tuned to when I post new and exciting videos. At the moment I have a schedule for unboxing videos every Monday to Friday at 10 AM. I will see you next time, but until then, take care.